I was not sick. I wasn't done. Sepsis laid siege to my body. My kidneys, my lungs, and even my heart were failing. The swelling was horrific. Lymphatic fluid distorting my frame until I was no longer recognizable even to myself. I was already morbidly obese, but now I was grotesquely deformed. My abdomen was distended, my hips immovable, and my lower half completely engulfed. My genitals had vanished into the swollen mass. I couldn't reach them. Every part of me hurt when I touched it. It was so filled with water from the sepsis, from the lymphatic edema. No one else tried. It was the height of COVID. In the beginning, before I got to this condition, they had inserted a catheter, pumped me full of diuretics, trying to ease the swelling. But they never tried to clean the catheter. No one asked, no one looked. It was over 30 days. And so the inevitable happened. I developed an infection, a terrible one. I lay there for many hours in my own filth, nurses too busy with emergencies with COVID patients dying around. I couldn't use the bedpan. I didn't have the strength to move. So I would float in my own filth for hours till it turned cold. The nurse would enter the room, roll me over, and wipe me the best they could. Roll up the bed, and would put new sheets down, new plastics. That was my life for 32 days. 45 if you count the other hospital. I was in complete misery. I was alone, helpless. An occasional call from my family here and there. With the drugs, I had lost my own mental capacity to make my decisions. My sister from Houston making decisions for me. But then, God sent someone. She wasn't glowing. She wasn't grand. She was quiet. Likely of Latin descent, with kind eyes, a soft voice. Just another nurse to the world. But to me, in that moment, she became a vessel of something divine. When she realized what had happened, the infection no one had treated, the tissue no one had dared to press, she didn't hesitate. She didn't speak pity. She was moved with compassion, and her action was done with great resolve. And with gentle words, she invited me to help her to do what no one else wanted to. We worked together, me in agony, her with steady hands, as she pressed down the hardened lymphatic tissues to expose the catheter site. She cleaned it, thoroughly, respectfully, quietly. You must forgive me if I'm oversharing, but I am trying to make a greater point. That there was nothing romantic in this situation, nothing sentimental, just an obedience, just compassion channeled through someone who chose to be present while others looked away. I had never been more vulnerable with a woman in my life, but I had also never felt more covered, not with blankets, not with pity, but with mercy. Then came the moment that undid me. She looked at my chart and saw that it was my birthday, that I had been in the hospital for so many days that I had actually made it to my birthday from Thanksgiving all the way to the 29th of December. I had no visitors, no celebration, no voice singing my name, just the machines beeping, the drone of the BiPAP machine as it artificially kept me breathing, me alive, and a broken body beneath the sheets. She said nothing at first. Then later she returned with a balloon, some flowers borrowed from another patient's room, and a small crystal teddy bear. She gave it to me. I can only assume it was something meaningful to her. She didn't make a show of it. But the message was clear. You are seen. You are not forgotten. She was acting in those moments as an answer to prayer. She didn't save my life in a medical sense. She did not heal my heart in any dramatic display. But she obeyed a nudge from the God I prayed to. She stepped in at my lowest place and offered me quiet dignity, the dignity of being seen. Not praise, not pity, seen. That's what I remember. Not her name, not her title, but the way God used her when I needed God most. She wasn't a saint. I'd like to make that clear. She was a servant. And that's what made it holy. And that's what made it so moving. That I would know that God's name, El Roi, was manifested in this stranger's compassion for me. Finally, I say this to you, wherever you sit when I speak these words. You may never encounter a man like me, grotesquely swollen, morbidly obese, ravaged by sepsis, lying helpless in a hospital bed, wishing that he could die. But if your eyes are open, really open, you'll see people every single day who are in states lower than that. They walk among us with hollow eyes, slumped shoulders, fake smiles hiding spiritual decay. Their wounds aren't visible. Their souls are festering. Their isolation is not in a hospital bed, but in a bedroom, an office, a coffee shop, and church pews. If you listen carefully, you'll hear them. Whimpers, deflections, bitterness that masks the ache. And no, you may not be called to clean their wounds or carry their stretchers. But I'm telling you the truth. If you will just pause, if you'll ask the Lord to use you, you may become a vessel. To hand someone a word of comfort, to offer them a moment of dignity, to remind them that they are not forgotten. You don't need to be a nurse. You just need to be willing. Because sometimes the greatest act of mercy isn't saving a life. It's seeing someone who thought they were invisible. Let God use you, even if it's just with a word, or a balloon, or a crystal teddy bear.